Hi guys, welcome to TechBased. In this video, we're going to talk about a new thing that has been changed in Windows 11 in the latest builds for the Dev in the Beta channel. Basically in Windows 11 25H2, if we're thinking about it this way. And that is a new method that Microsoft has added in order to be able to remove some of the bloatware or the Microsoft Store packages directly from Windows 11 for newly created users. This is something pretty interesting. Keep in mind that this is only in the earliest stage possible, so it still has quite a few flaws, but in this video we're going to talk about this feature. I'm going to show you how you can easily remove bloatware for newly created Windows 11 users in Windows 11. This will work if you are on the latest build for the dev channel, as I've said, which is the build 26200.5670 or above, or for the beta channel 26120.4520. And of course, if you enjoy videos like these, please don't forget to leave a like below and also subscribe to TechBased channel with the notification bell activated so that you won't miss any future uploads like this one. So let's begin with the video. So first of all, we're going to have to enable two IDs using ViveTool, and then we're going to have to change some group policies. But this is something pretty interesting. This is of course something added most likely for IT administrators that will also help normal users in the future, when this feature of course will be more intuitive and user friendly. Some things that I have to state from the beginning is that this will only work on Windows 11 Pro, Education, or Enterprise. This is not working on Home, of course, because Home doesn't have the group policy editor. So first of all, let's begin by setting up ViveTool. We're going to get ViveTool from the article below if you want to get it. Just get the latest version .zip, and then we can open it up using File Explorer. Click on Extract All, click on Browse, and make sure you extract it into a dedicated folder, for example this PC, local disk C, and create a new folder, Hidden Features. I'm going to select this folder, and I'm also going to copy the location because we're going to need it whenever we are running the commands. Then click on Extract. In my case, I'm going to have to replace the files in destination, as easy as that. And now just open up search box, type into your CMD, and then click on Run as Administrator. On User Account Control, click on Yes. First of all, type in CD space and then the location where you extracted ViveTool, and then two commands: ViveTool /enable/AD 57056100, press enter, and then ViveTool /enable/AD 48433719, and then press enter. Make sure you have these IDs enabled. A huge shout out to patchmypc.com for finding these IDs that are necessary for this feature to work. You can check them out if you want for additional information. And of course, these commands and everything that I've used in this video will be in the article below, so you can just copy and paste it from there. Now the next step would be to open up the group policy editor. I'm going to click on edit group policy, and then inside local computer policy, expand administrative templates, expand Windows components, then expand app package deployment. And here you should see in the right side this new policy editor, this new package which says remove default Microsoft Store packages from the system. If you double click on it, we're going to see that you can set it to enabled in the top left side, and then you can remove the default Microsoft Store packages from the system. So you may be asked, well, why is this better than other tools or plugins or scripts? Well, this is, I think, better because it is more reliable, because this is only removing the default Microsoft Store packages, so it won't deal with any third-party packages that you have. So for example, we can remove Microsoft News, Microsoft Solitaire Collection, all the Xbox apps, for example. And for example, let's just remove the Quick Assist app, the Paint app, for example, and the Microsoft Teams. I'm going to click on apply and then OK. So as I've said, this will only take place whenever we create a new user account. So we may have to create a new user account to see how this works. For this, we're going to open up the settings app and go to accounts, then scroll down a bit to other users, and then click on add another user. I'm going to click on I don't have this person's sign-in information, and then add a user without a Microsoft account. Then who's going to use this PC? Let's type in here me-test without a password, click on next, and now we have our local account. Now let's go into the start menu, right click on it, and then sign out, and then just log into our newly created account, which is me-test, and let's see if we have everything removed. As you can see right now, it is getting things ready for us. So in this case, in this process, we should get all of those packages, Microsoft Store packages, removed from Windows 11. This might take a few minutes. Let's just wait, and then let's see what happens. And after everything is set up on the new user, you may notice that in the start menu, all those apps and packages from the Microsoft Microsoft Store should be removed. But one other downside of this is that this method will sometimes leave some dead icons in the start menu. So of course, be aware of that if you're using this method. Also, if we're going into the registry editor, you may also notice that if we're going into the HKey local machine, then software, and then policies, Microsoft, Windows, then App X, and then we have here remove the Microsoft Store packages. As you can see, it basically has a dword 32-bit value for every package, and I think that is pretty interesting. And you may notice that, for example, if we're going to Microsoft Solitaire, the value is set to 1, and for packages that we didn't remove, for example, Windows Photos, we notice that the value data is set to 0. So this is just something that you have to keep in mind. I think this is something pretty interesting that was added in Windows 11, mainly that will be tested in Windows 11 25H2. So I think this is pretty interesting, and you can test this out if you want, if you have some test machines with the latest dev or the better channel builds. As I've said, don't forget that in the article below, I'm going to have additional information, all the commands that I've used, all the steps that I've done, so make sure to also check that. And if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a like below and also subscribe to the TechBased channel with the notification bell activated so that you won't miss any future uploads like this one. I was Emmanuel from TechBased. Until next time, have a nice day.